We quickly ran out of the kitchen, screaming in fear.
Storytime Flix, created by Stanley.
Tracie, Chris, and I started a new job working for the Gray District Agency. Our first call was from a family living in the suburbs. They described their encounter as a small human-like creature. They've seen it a few times late at night doing house chores. Since it helped them out around the house, they started leaving food out for it. Until they went on vacation for a week and forgot to leave it some food. And when they returned home, the house was a wreck. A few days later, things started going missing, like socks, knives, food, and all sorts of other things. Our supervisor told us to go to the home and stay for 24 hours. The family that lives there went to stay at a hotel because things were getting worse. While at the house, I went into the kitchen, and Chris and Tracie looked around the house, locking bedroom doors and closets with special locks. I looked around the kitchen and noticed a partially eaten sandwich on the table. I decided to sit at the kitchen table to see if I could find some information about this creature on the GDAAgency.com's top secret website. I found something very similar to the description the family told me. I think it could be a brownie. No, not the brownie that you eat. Even though a brownie would be nice right now. I called Tracie and Chris into the kitchen. "Tracie, Chris, come here for a minute." I said, "I think I know what's causing the problems for the family that lives here." I found in the GDA database that brownies are small, usually helpful creatures originating in Scotland and northern England. The brownies that you typically see are generally male and reside in someone's house. They are related to the hob, or house elf, such as Dobby in the Harry Potter series. They don't like daylight, but they're known to sneak out of their hiding places in the middle of the night, carrying out helpful household chores like washing clothes or cleaning floors. They're known to have magical powers such as telekinesis. Brownies are clothed in rags, and some folktales say that if you give clothes to a brownie, they will leave your home because they have lovely new clothes or were given a gift. It is customary to leave them some food. The traditional brownies were very fond of honey and sandwiches. Be warned, however, brownies are easy to piss off. If you make them mad, you will regret it, as these once helpful household friends would turn into boggarts if poorly treated. Boggarts are brownies that turn evil. They break things, throw things, hide things, torment pets, and are generally terrible house guests that also can hurt or even kill you. Tracie and Chris said, "What? It can kill us?" Our eyes got big. Well, it's not a brownie anymore. Sounds more like a boggart. "What was that?" It sounds like it came from the living room. We immediately went into the living room and started looking around. Tracie found the flower vase and the soda can on the floor. She swore it was sitting in the middle of the table. And Chris said that there were 2 red pillows on the sofa, and now one is missing. I looked in the cabinet near the couch, and there I found the pillow. Now remember, every room is locked. The only place it can be is in the living room or kitchen. Chris went into the kitchen and checked all the cabinets, while Tracie and I kept looking around the living room. Chris screamed. Tracie and I ran into the kitchen to see what happened. Chris said something bit him on the leg. I asked him what it looked like, and he said it happened so fast he didn't see it. Chris said he heard something running and laughing. Then all of a sudden, he felt something bite him. He looked down and didn't see anything other than the bite mark on his leg. We left some honey out on the kitchen table to see if this creature is, in fact, a boggart. So we placed night vision cameras in the kitchen and living room. We turned off the light. It was so dark I couldn't see my hands in front of my face. We stood next to the camera in the living room. We also turned off the camera screen so that there was no light visible. We waited and waited and waited. Then we heard that laughing again. It sounded like it was next to us in the room. I felt something brush by my leg. I whispered to Tracie and asked did she feel anything moving around by her legs. She didn't say anything. She was trying not to scream. You can hear it running around in the room with us, but it was too dark for us to see it. All we can do is hope our cameras are getting some good footage of the creature. I can feel Chris next to me shaking. Then everything became very quiet. We didn't hear it moving around the room anymore. About 15 minutes later, we heard the laughing again. This time it came from the kitchen. Now it sounded like it broke something. I immediately thought about the camera. We quickly turned the lights back on and went over to the kitchen. We noticed the camera was fine, but the honey was off the table as it's now lying on the floor. Tracie noticed a knife was missing off the counter. Now things have gotten more dangerous. We reviewed the camera footage, and it was what we thought it was all along, a boggart. I called it into my supervisor, Jason, and sent him the video footage. He agreed it was a boggart. Then he said something that sent chills up my spine. Jason wanted us to catch it. I asked Jason, isn't the GDCU, known as the Great District Containment Unit, supposed to be in charge of containing the creatures and paranormal entities that we find and document? Jason said yes, but we're short on employees and decided to merge the departments. Jason said that all the tools we need are in the company truck we drove. We only have a little time left before sunrise. I asked Chris to go to the truck and find something that we can use to catch the boggart with. While Tracie and I continued to look around for it, Tracie went looking in the living room, and I stayed in the kitchen. As I was looking around, I heard the laughing again, and right before my eyes, the coffee pot is floating in the air. I screamed for Tracie. Tracie, come here quick! You need to see this! Before Tracie can run into the kitchen, it lowered back down onto the counter before she could see it. I told Tracie what happened. She rolled her eyes, so I don't think she believes me. Suddenly, we see the boggart levitating out of the trash can. We quickly ran out of the kitchen, screaming in fear. A few minutes later, we went back to the kitchen and peeped around the corner to see if it was still there. It was gone. We walked further in, and then Chris entered the kitchen with a telekinesis-proof cage to catch the boggart. We lifted the cage to the ceiling with some rope so it can drop down, capturing the boggart. I used more honey for bait. I put a bell on the jar's lid so when it touches it, the bell will ring. I will let go of the rope, causing the cage to fall and catch the boggart. We then turned off the lights and waited quietly in the living room. Then there was laughing again. I can hear it running around the kitchen. Then it felt like if it ran by me, heading into the living room. It kept running around all over the place. Now it sounds like it's back in the kitchen. And then the bell rang. I let go of the rope as quickly as I could. We turned on the lights, and there it is, trapped in the cage. We finally did it, our first creature, just as the sun was about to come up. So I called the family and told them they now live in a great district. How about you? Do you live in a great district?